My lord, you have summoned me.
Indeed I have, Commander. I have heard some disturbing news regarding our conflicts with the Loyalists to the north.
Do not be concerned, Lord. I have things well under control.
That is not how it appears to me. From what I gather, we have lost several important provinces to the Loyalists. They have discovered the location of this fortress. They have confiscated large quantities of Bane metal, and their enigmatic commander, this arcane knight, has recently secured the Range of Shadow, giving him access to the Throne of Ice, a high priority of ours if you recall.
Their leader, the Chief Smith, has been more clever than we anticipated. Rather than lash out at his neighbors in fear and suspicion, he instead secures his borders while focusing his attentions on us. He has made alliances with 2 separate Amazon tribes, significantly bolstering his forces. It is all for naught. Our reserve troops are being marshaled as I speak to retake the Lost Lands and the throne.
Our god and master, the great worm Ulsvin, god of all sources of water and master of fishermen, is very displeased with our efforts. While he has made good on his promise to provide us dark powers and access to Bane metal, and he, on his own, has tamed the sea in our name, we languish here, accomplishing little of anything. We are superior in every way to the Loyalists, Commander. We wield magic weapons that drain their life and wither their flesh. We command hordes of the dead to rise up and fight alongside us. They are only flesh and wield only steel.
The Loyalists will be shattered, and their lands razed. All memories of the Smiths of Ulm will be wiped from the land. I will not fail you.
No, you will not. Lieutenant, or should I say Commander, the Great Worm has demanded no more setbacks against the Loyalists and their pitiful legions of steel. See that you do not disappoint me.
Yes, sir. Right away.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. I'm DasTactic, and this is Marcus Aurelius' production of Dominions 4, The Thrones of Ascension. We are Ulm, and we are forging ahead.
So, as you can see, Black Ulm is getting a little bit nervous about our success. I would like to thank DasTactic, formerly known as Daz24680, for assisting me with that skit. Daz is one of the nicer people I have met, and so it makes it really funny and ironic that he asked to play a villain. But I think he did a fantastic job. If for some crazy reason you don't already know about Daz, I recommend you go and check out his channel. Not only will I link to it in the information below, but also if you go to my homepage, he's off to the right in my Brothers in Arms section. Alright, but back to Ulm. Let's see what's going on here. First of all, a couple things to mention. A gentleman by the name of Matthew Barad has written some MIDI files, some MIDI music files that he said was inspired by this Let's Play, so I will be playing them in the background at certain points in the episode to give them some exposure, so I hope you enjoy them. Next, I want to mention a really cool idea by a viewer named Abopfred, and it's called the Azamar Press, and what he basically did was he created a newspaper detailing the events as they happen in the episodes of this series, which I think is really, really good. And it's so funny if you just read what he writes. So check through the comments and look for the Azamar Press because it's pretty hilarious. All right, well, let's get started. So, it is now early winter in the year 3 of the Ascension Wars. Caractacus found a magic site in Omia the Fire Prison, which is a fire magic site, so great. Nobody else found anything. And there was a battle in Shepherd's Haven as we attempt to reclaim it from Black Ulm. Let's see how we did. We are an army comprised of smiths, and that's funny how the guardians who are guarding the smiths are kind of standing ahead of the arbalests. But there we have our arbalests. And Black Ulm, they're attacking us with good guys. We've got Bane Metal Infantry leading the way, followed by Black Legionnaires. So this is not going to be easy. We are Legion of Stealing, everyone. And we are Iron Blizzarding. Nice. That's such a good spell. Oh, look at that. We took out just a few. Look at that. We need more frontline guys, though. Holy wow. Magma Eruption. As you can see, it doesn't do that much good against Black Ulm because they have high armor, and it's generally resistible by armor. But the Iron Blizzard is definitely worth the price of admission, although our poor frontline guys sure get it. But they are running, and our pikemen didn't even enter the battle. Well, we could use a bit of... Oh, look at that. That was fantastic. Took out all those guys. Alright, lovely. So I believe it's safe to say that we won that one. We lost 3 infantry of Ulm out of our 6 and a pikeneer, and we took out pretty much all of them. Solam, the Throne Province. Looks like R'lyeh is making another go for it. We have barbarians, of course. Why wouldn't we? And they seem to be in skirmish position. Probably because they're undisciplined. Yep, and a whole ton of Illithid soldiers. Man, these guys look kind of nasty. And they're being led by Nabu Shemukin, who is the Prophet. And he's also has an iron will. I do not believe that the Defenders of the Throne are going to be able to survive this onslaught. But we shall see. The interesting thing about undead is they cannot be harmed by the Illithid's Mind Blast. However, what that does, of course, is it then gives your living commanders the only targeting availability, so they, of course, get Mind Blasted, as you can see here. So it's not a solution. And despite having low morale, barbarians definitely cut through undead pretty easily, and blood slaves. And if I had to guess, I'd say the throne is going to fall. Yep. Alright, so Solam fell to R'lyeh. In Wold, a coven of witches has been driven from the land. Their belongings confiscated. For some reason they were holding on to some black steel plate. Not sure why, but it's ours now, and some nature and death gems. In the High Woods, magical gems have been found in the split trunk of an oak, which the smiths and the black priests are looking at with a bit of consternation because we're trying to get rid of magic, and here we are finding it just in the middle of trees. So while we appreciate the gems, it's kind of a scary thought. Alright, so what's going on? Well, first let's introduce some new friends, shall we? Oh, BirdieBot created the castle here, so that's looking good. We have Von Vikri here. Von Vikri is actually moving up to pick up our flagellants. In Ulm, we have Jean-Luc Picard, who is moving to Oe Perry. In Umbro, we have George Olbridge, who is researching. In the Royal Forest, we have Logothetes, who is actually moving to the front to fight because he is a 3 earth. We're also moving Viriato, Blank, and Morgoth to the front lines to fight too. In Og Woods, we have Earl Baker, and Soups now has the Water Ring and the Nature Wand, or whatever it is, Thistle Mace, and Soups is forging another Thistle Mace, and Rin is forging another Water Bracelet. We're trying to get those out as soon as possible. So now that we won the Battle of Shepherd's Haven, we have this whole area north of the mountain range, so the only way that Black Ulm can get to us is through Winter Peaks. So we're hanging out here with the Drowlover, Erectus, and Endlord in Bycliff. Hopefully, the Shibalba will not decide to attack us. They have Zots. Zots Warriors, Bone Fiends, a Kamazots. So hopefully, yeah, they'll decide to leave us alone. We'll see. We're moving everyone here in Shepherd's Haven. All of these well-armored smiths are moving down to Morenni, because this is our premier anti-Black Ulm force here. Everybody can Iron Blizzard. We are pretty strong. And then, of course, Arcade Knight and his team of Cyber Commando, Iratzi, and Garmet are moving down. Sorry, I can't pronounce anything today. Are moving to the Searing Sands to take the fight to Black Ulm. Looks like all they have are the Leaderfraus. And over here, we have kind of a random group of Vates, Barbarians, Nachtwachters, and Infantry of Ulm. I'm not sure why they have those random troops, but that's fine with us. We'll take them out. And then down here, they only have very tiny amounts of troops. So if we can get through these two large armies, we should be able to do some damage. Over in Umbro, Chief Smith is forging winged shoes, so he can go down and claim the throne. And that's all I've got for you. Stalker is moving down to the front lines, and he's loaded up, not necessarily for him, but he's just bringing troops to the front. He's only going to keep 5 of the Guardians for his own personal Guardian, but he's going to deposit them in Og Woods, which is kind of the central meeting area of this region. It'll be like a front line composed of Og Woods, Royal Forest, and Iron Range once that castle gets built. That'll be our front line. It would be kind of smart, I think, to build a castle in Omer. Searing Sands would be more kind of tactical, but it is a wasteland, and it only has 3 or 4 other connections, one of which is a wasteland, and only one is mountains. The other 2 are just plains, so it wouldn't necessarily be good in terms of supplies or income. Whereas Omer would, well, it connects to one. Well, it doesn't do much better. It connects to 2 mountains anyway. So that's an idea. That'll be our next castle that we build, though, down here, unless they're already building one somewhere, which is quite possible. As far as research is concerned, we are not quite. We're trying to get to level 7. It'll take us another turn after this one. And we're, of course, out of money. We spend it as soon as we get it, really, as we do our Earth Gems. I am having our 2 Garnet Amazons, Sol and Artanis, forge Sanguine Dowsing Rods. Those will allow us to be able to more effectively blood hunt. I've made the determination that Chief Smith alone is not going to be able to handle our Earth or our Bloodstone needs. So what I am going to do is I'm going to find a smith who does not have old age, and I'm going to empower that smith to blood 3, which is going to take lots and lots of blood slaves. But remember, folks, we're not actually killing them. We're just draining them of some blood and then sending them home to, well, to make more blood. And Walden of Ulm is building a temple in Omicria. I figured I need more temples, and this is a good place to do it because it's very unlikely an enemy will be able to attack it, and it has enough defense to thwart remote attack spells. I don't know if this happened last episode or not, but they have a castle now, Riley does, in Palame. But we have this front line pretty much sewed up with Boba, Zazakita, Cal Lord here, and Barbel, Geralt, Miskatonic, and Solius here. We should make some winged shoes for Barbel as well. And that's that. Let's end the turn. Oh, I am moving Anko out of Salam and back to our lines, so I can make him some stealth items. Alright, so Nabu Shmukin has claimed the throne of Salam, the brass throne. That's no good. Kuna has found a magic site in range of Shadow, an enchanted pyre. Excellent. And we are attacking. Arcade Knight and his army are attacking Black Ulm and Searing Sands. Will we be victorious, or will we go home in defeat? Only time shall tell. Although things look pretty good for us. They're going to hit our front lines, which are well set up to handle them, although I wish they would have stayed back. And our magma eruption has just come forward. They're getting kind of surrounded. We can't keep our frontline guys alive. I'm focusing on producing more of them, since they're the ones that need to be replaced more quickly. Their Bane Blades are definitely doing a number on us. But the armies of Black Ulm have been routed. So what ended up happening here? We lost 8 infantries. Yeah, we just have to keep making more of them. Or we should summon creatures that can stand in the front line. That's also a good idea too. Like mechanical men is an option. Well, trolls are pretty expensive, but hill giants, crushers, different things that could help us. We lost a Pikeneer. And we just killed everything they've got, except for their leaders. Western Plains. The Amazons cannot thrive in your aura of cold. Some of the tribes are trying to take back their sacred land. Okay, so BirdieBot, apparently her people are not all united. And they don't like our cold dominion, and they're trying to fight back. We'll see how that goes. Range of Shadow, we have Misfortune +2 and Unrest. And here it is. The Amazons are trying to take back the Western Plains. They will fail, of course, because we have a fortress, but it looks to me as if they are going to get through the province defense. I have this feeling. Their Griffin Riders are fierce beasts indeed. Maybe a good salvo of Arbalests? No. So apparently BirdieBot's control over the Garnet Amazons is not as solid as it once were, and our forces have been routed. And they are now sieging us. BirdieBot, Conan Constantine, and Thor Henry are hanging out inside the fortress. Alright, Von Vikri. Flagellants aren't going to be any help in a battle against Amazons, but I guess... Well, Stalker doesn't have... That puts us in a real position here. Alright, we have Carl. Carl is now Rex. Memo. Okay. Then we have Albrecht, who is actually going to be Azard. Okay. Over in Umbro, we have Carloman, who is going to be Liquid Fang. In the Royal Forest, we have Arapert, who is going to be Kragger. And in Ogwoods, we have Uric, an air smith. Lucky, lucky. And that is going to be Dwarf Comic. Alright, we don't have enough earth gems to forge more dwarven hammers, but we need to. Alright, so now Rin should have these two, so Rin is going to get sent off to site search. In fact, first thing she's going to do is site search our home province, while Ethna forges another water bracelet for herself, and Soups forges another thistle mace. Excellent. We have tons of nature gems. We're running kind of low on water gems, so hopefully we'll find some water. We could also probably cast some summon spells with the nature gems. That would be good. Alright, Owie Perry, I know we're going to piss you off, but Soul is going to get the Dowsing Rod, as will Artanis. And they will go back to blood hunting. What the Dowsing Rod does, in case you don't already know, is it increases your blood skill by 1 for the purposes of blood hunting only. So the higher your blood skill, the more slaves you're able to procure. What this does is it will make Artanis 3 blood and Soul 2 blood, but only for the purpose of blood hunting, not like on the battlefield. Jean-Luc, you were going to go to Western Plains to, well, to basically build a temple. Alright, Stalker. We're going to have you summon Earthpower, Iron Skin, and you are going to Legion of Steel, Strength of Giants, Legion of Steel, and Cast. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to have all these guys guard you. So you're basically going to stand in the middle of all these troops. That way they're flying. Griffin Riders can't touch you. Next we have Von Vikri, who is going to do the exact same thing. So he's going to Iron Skin, and then Legion of Steel, Strength of Giants, Legion of Steel. And they are going to both converge on there. Meanwhile, Jean-Luc, whom I foolishly forgot to give Guardians to, so I'll give him 5 Pikeneers. He'll stay in the middle too, just to avoid trouble. But what he's going to do is he is going to Iron Blizzard to the best of his ability. Alright, excellent. Godspeed, Jean-Luc. Good luck. Let's show those uppity Amazons that we don't put up with that kind of nonsense here in Ulm. Azard is going to get 5 Guardians. And we're going to send him off to the south. Walden, going to go down too. Logothetes is going to head up to... Well... What should we do? We're going to move everyone here, the whole 9 yards, down to Omer. Let's just take a quick look at the setup we have here. Alright, so we are, as we know, low on frontline troops. Pretty severely. Hansa Big Sword. We'll give you some Pikeneers to guard you. Where are you? Okay. And what we're going to do for the time being is our Pikeneers are going to stand in the front and not off to the side. And Gru will give as many of your crossbowmen to Sloosh, since he's holding most of them. And the rest of you, I guess, will stay in this box formation. So, yeah. So now we have a kind of a screen in the front. All we need to do is give our mages time to do their thing. And here we go. So everyone's moving. We're going to take out Omur. We're going to have Arcade Knight stay tight in the Searing Sands. Meanwhile, we'll have Irati search. And that's all we can do here. Okay, good. And we found the Enchanted Pyre. 1 fire gem. That's perfect. So now Kuna... Actually, we'll send you to Iron Range. And the reason for that is once this castle gets built in 2 turns, we're going to build a temple as well. I don't want Kuna just to be standing around in Platinum Black. Well, we could search the Broken Land, though. Alright, for right now, Kuna and Platinum Black are both... Well, Platinum Black is going to search here with 2 fire. But Kuna will search the Broken Land. So Pikel and Logothetes will head to Moreni. They will guard it just in case. In the Royal Forest, we have... Okay, Havel the Rock. You do have a bunch of frontliners. So we are going to send you to the front with them, although it's not your full complement of 100. So we're going to send Morgoth, Ewok Impy, Blank, Viriatu, Domaris, and Havel. They are all going to head to... Where are they going to go? We need to give some of them defenders. They are going to head to Ogwoods, and from there we will distribute troops and defenders. Let's get some troops there. Royal Forest, let's get some 23 resources, 26, 24. Even the archers are 22. Alright, well, it doesn't really matter, so frontline guys. Alright. Umbro. Since it's kind of in the back, I'm having Umbro produce Arbalests, because our smiths can carry them. We get some more mermen. Merman! Merman! That's from Zoolander, in case you're wondering. Alright, and an Ulm Guardians. And that should just about do it for us. We are bringing some money into the next turn, so that's good. I will go ahead and distribute out some items if necessary. I will produce more items. You know, same old stuff we've been doing. But otherwise, next episode we should gain Earthblood Deepwell, or at least the ability to cast it. We probably won't have enough gems for it. And we're going to continue to move against Black Ulm and close in on them even further. So, once again, I'm Marcus Aurelius. Thank you so much for watching. Have a good one.